Okay, so welcome back. This is video number 2. We're going to actually look at how we would do some editing and do the sort of website creation, if you like. So from the previous video where we looked at the design and layouts and options, once you get looking at this yourself, I don't know if you're going to stop the videos, go to the places we suggest and do this kind of step by step, or just watch the videos to get an overview. But when you go back to Weebly, you've got here the design elements which we looked at, which is where you get your themes. So let's assume you've chosen a theme which you feel represents the market that you're after, and what you then do is you go to edit it. Now here we've got all the elements, as they call them, which are basically modular elements that are used in the construction of the page. So here you can see that there's a blue outline, and this is an element. So if I wanted to add this is a form. So on the writing that says click on the form to add or edit the fields. So over here we have things like this module contact form. So what I've done is I would have clicked on this, dragged it across to here, and then it would have allowed me to edit that. So let's say, for example, I'm going to put one in here somewhere. Literally click and drag, and look, you can see that it's readjusting the page for where I want to put it. So let's just say I'm going to put it in there, and what it does is it puts the module into the page, and then I can begin editing it. So with forms, it's quite interesting. On here I can edit the title of the form, I can edit what information I want, and I can edit where it's going to go. So the way that the form works, and you can see that it puts in the appropriate type of form for the page as well. Here's my form options. So I can look at, there's one of my email addresses for one of my sites. What happens when someone clicks on it? I can send it to a link, so I can confirm a link there that I can send it forward to maybe an email address or another website. And you can play around with the design, like for example there where it says submit, I can put in there, send me my stuff. Okay, and then when I click off of there, okay, you can see it's highlighted that, and I'm going to click save, and it's going to save all my form data. So you can modify that to your heart's content. Now that is the same as this here, and obviously my initial kind of way to get people interested in this and to find out if it's something that is going to be applicable for them was to just write something that's going to apply to them and catch their attention. So I don't want another form in there, and I can just delete that, and there it's going to go. So I'm back to how I was. Now the beauty of this page layout is you can design this any way you want. So you've got aspects on there depending on the original design that you have, and you can modify them. So you could have a text box there, you just click in it and it'll say click to edit text. The way you prepare your layout depends on how you're doing your offers. So what might work for one type of offer or another products might not work for everything else, and you've got to use that judgment yourself, because obviously you're going to be promoting your own products. One of the things that we're going to talk about in due course is this payment integration, so you can actually get paid, and this is all linked in via PayPal, so I'm going to talk about that in a future video. But the essentials are here. You've got a design that comes from a template which you can modify. You can edit images, you can put your own image up there, your own corporate logo, all that kind of stuff. If you go to pages, you'll actually see in this section here, these are the pages which I've got in this website. Now the way I've designed it, let's show that again. On this particular layout, any of the page navigation would go in here, but I've chosen to make the rest of the pages invisible because I don't really want people to come in and start navigating all around the site. I want to try and tell people about my offer, but I do want other pages on there. To give you an example, this, and bear in mind that this is at the point of preparing these videos, this is a work in progress. Here is what will end up being finally the download page, which people will be directed to when they've made their payment via PayPal. So again, I can put in here various options. I can put in other modules. If I wanted to put more text, I can put a text box in the bottom there, and literally I can just click it. There we go. I can change the text, so I can highlight that, make it bigger, even bigger, even bigger, make it bold. I can change the color, so I can make it red, and then I could go to the editor for that, okay, and change the font. So now we've got that, you know, very impressive. Just delete that, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Anything that you add on there, you drag across. You can edit it. If you don't like it, you can delete it and start again. So the page options are all within the framework of the design that you set, but it doesn't mean you have to stick with them. So if you're trying to promote an offer and all you need is one page, then you can delete all the other pages. You literally just go in and delete them. So you end up with just a home page, and that can be reflected in the navigation or not. So if you've just got a home page, you don't really need to have you know, the home button on there. If I actually go to the home page and edit that, that allows me to edit it. There's no point having home there if it's the only page. So in the first instance, you know, if you choose to go with Weebly or the Wix editor, they're both pretty much the same thing. You've got lots of elements. You can drag around the pages, resize them. So get stuck in and have a play. One thing that really helps if you are doing this design in the first instance is have your copy ready. So if you've got offers, if you've got things that you want to promote, have everything written out in maybe a WordPad document or something like that, so that when you're actually designing this, you're not trying to spend ages actually typing things, you know, and then thinking, oh, what should I write in there? If you prepare yourself, get your copy ready, any offers that you've got, any kind of sales copy, any kind of literature that's to do with the page, get it ready beforehand so you can literally copy it across, and then you can see how your layout's working rather than trying to write stuff. It's a lot faster, it's a lot less time consuming to do it that way. So that's just one tip there. In the next section, I'm going to talk about, in the next video, sorry, I'm going to talk about how we put form integration in here, because I've done a duplicate page here which is called Home 2, and I'll show you why that's different. More or less it looks the same, but here is a completely different box which is linked up to a company I use called MailChimp, who are people who organise all your mailings and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to look at those in a future video. So we'll be dealing with this and seeing which options work for you. So join me in the next video, and what we'll do is we'll have a look at how we do some more of this design layout options and get your site looking the right way. Okay, see you in the next one.